Hello students, here we will start with a new topic, that is control and coordination. So control and coordination is related to the movement and how we live, move, eat, and also have some sensory organs, touch, taste, etc. will relate to the two parts, that is the brain and the spinal cord. So let's know more about this topic. Next. So let's understand that movement is the characteristic property of all the living organisms. So all living organisms move in response to change with the respect of their environment. So what does this change relate to? So changes in environment to which organisms respond and react, they are known as stimuli. So you might touch a hot object. What will you do? You will stay there or move away. So you will remove your hand from the hot object, or when you see fire or lot of water or flood, we just try to move away. That is known as stimulus. So the movement of body parts of organism in response to stimulus carefully is controlled and coordinated. So the control and coordination is controlled by two different agencies, that is the nervous system and hormonal system. So next slide. So let's understand more about stimuli or stimulus. So the changes in environment to which living organisms will respond are known as stimuli. So example, as I told earlier, it is heat, cold, sound, smell, touch, taste, pressure, gravity, water, etc. So living organisms respond to stimuli in the form of body movements. Next slide. So let's understand what is coordination. So for a proper response to a stimulus, so you have understood that there is a heat or touch, taste, etc. So there needs to be some coordination within our organs. So this stimulus, many organs in the body should work together for the stimulus to move. So this working together of various organs in the organism to produce a proper response to stimulus is known as coordination. So let's understand in plants and animals how this coordination works. So in animals, control and coordination is done by the nervous system and our endocrine system. In plants, the control and coordination is done by chemical substances which are known as plant hormones or phytohormones. Next slide. Coordination in animals. So in animals, control and coordination is done by two systems, that is nervous system and our endocrine system. So the nervous system consists of the brain, spinal cord and nerves. So let's understand about how these two systems work in coordination with each other. So first one we will be understanding about the receptors. Receptors means receiving the signals. So they are the sense organs which receive the stimulus and pass the message to the brain. First, you take in the stimulus, that is either heat, touch, movement, etc. That message gets transferred to the brain or spinal cord through a sensory nerves. So let's understand the different receptors in our organs. So there are photoreceptors that is present in our eyes. They help to detect the light. Phonoreceptors, they are present in the ears to help us detect the sound. So olfactory receptors, they are present in our nose which will help us to detect smell. Gustatory receptors, so you need to say it as gustatory receptors. They are present in our tongue. They help us to detect or understand, know the different tastes. Last is the tango receptors. They are present in our skin to detect the touch. So next comes, so receptors, they have already received the signals. Next will come to effectors. So effectors are involved with muscles and glands. So these muscles and glands will respond to information that is received from the brain and the spinal cord through the motor nerves. Next is sensory nerves. So these are the nerves which carry information from the receptors. So we have seen the first receptors. So these nerves will carry the information from the receptors, that is the sense organs, to the brain and the spinal cord. So you should always remember that this topic always relates to a link between a brain and spinal cord. So next we will understand about motor nerves. So these are the nerves which carry information from the brain and the spinal cord to the effectors, that is muscles and glands. So next slide. So we will come to the human nervous system. So our human nervous system consists of central nervous system that is subdivided into brain and spinal cord, consists of ganglia, that is the spinal cord that is connected to the body, and you have the nerves passing through it, and blue colored, that is nerves, that is known as peripheral nervous system. So let's understand more about human nervous system. So let's know about some parts of our human nervous system. So they consist of the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So you have seen that central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. So brain and the spinal cord do not have any link between each other. This link is brought by the peripheral nervous system, that is our nerves and the muscles and the glands. So central nervous system, they consist of the brain and the spinal cord. Next comes the peripheral nervous system. It consists of the cranial nerves arising from the brain, and I repeat, cranial nerves arising from the brain. From the brain, these cranial nerves comes out, and spinal nerves arise from the spinal cord. These are the peripheral nervous system that carries the messages from the spinal cord to the brain and from brain to the spinal cord. So cranial nerves go from your brain to your eyes, mouth, ears and other parts of your body. Central nerves are in your brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nerves go from your spinal cord to your arms, hands, legs and feet. So next slide. So let's understand more about the peripheral nervous system. This is important part, that is the nerve cell, or it is known as the neuron. So neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. So it consists of a cell body called cyton containing a nucleus and cytoplasm. It has several branched like structures that is known as the dendrites. So next slide. So it has a long fiber that is known as the axon, and it is protected by a covering called the myelin sheath. So the junction between two neurons. So this is one neuron and this is the junction where the head of the second neuron connects. This junction will be called as synapse. So next. Messages pass through the nerve cell in the form of chemical and electrical signals. So from here the chemical signal passes on and it becomes electrical signal when it reaches the brain. So you can see that the dendrites receive the information. The dendrites receive the information and starts a chemical reaction which produces electrical impulse which passes through the axon and it gets passed on to the next neuron. So let's understand more about transmission of messages through neurons. So as I had told that the dendrites receive the messages in the chemical form, they transform it in the form of electrical pulses, and there is a synapse, there is a bridge or a gap that transfers the electrical signals to this head, that is the dendrite or the cell body of the next neuron, But what happens here is this signal, when it reaches to the next neuron, this cell body again creates a chemical, and this chemical again converts to the electrical signals, and thus it goes on till the messages reaches to the brain, and from brain back to the spinal cord. So next. So let's understand more about brain. So brain is main coordinating center of the human body. It is protected by cranium. So cranium or the skull. It is covered by three membranes called meninges. So brain is the skull, and in between the brain there are three different coverings called as the meninges. It is filled with a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid, which protects the brain from shocks. So next. So let's understand the different parts of the brain. They are the forebrain, the hindbrain, and the midbrain. So one by one we will understand more. So forebrain consists of cerebrum and olfactory lobes. Olfactory relates to our smell. So it is the thinking part of the brain and controls voluntary actions. Voluntary means it helps you to move, run, walk, etc. So it controls touch, smell, hearing, taste, sight. So mental activities like your thinking ability, learning, memory, emotions, etc. So the forebrain controls your learning capabilities. So next is the midbrain. So what does midbrain do? It controls involuntary actions. What do you mean by involuntary actions? There are certain actions in your body that is undergoing continuously without even your notice, that is the organs, that is the pumping of the heart, the functioning of the liver, the intestine, digestive system, etc. are involuntary actions. And the reflex movements of your head. So you can turn your head, then neck, eyes, rolling of your eyes, etc. is controlled by your midbrain. So next. So next, hindbrain. So let's understand that hindbrain again is subdivided into cerebellum, pons, and medulla. So cerebellum, it controls the body movements, balance, and posture. So imagine that if you do not have a posture, how will you be able to stand upright? So this is controlled by cerebellum. So what is pons? Pons controls the respiration process. So next comes the medulla or medulla oblongata. It is known as medulla or medulla oblongata. So it controls the major functions like heartbeat, blood pressure, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, etc. So next slide. So that's about brain. Let's continue with spinal cord. So spinal cord has continuous structure that moves from the brain. So you have the spinal cord here, vertebra, and you can see here that it's a disc of the front disc of the spinal cord. It is connected to the spinal nerves, disc, vertebra, and you have the sensory pathway and sensory posterior root, spinal nerves, where you can see that response to stimulus or carrying of the messages takes place from the spinal cord to the brain. So next slide. So let's understand about spinal cord. The spinal cord starts from the brain and extends through the vertebral column. So you can see that it has 31 pairs of spinal nerves. What it does, it carries messages to the brain and also from the brain. It controls all the reflex actions. So that's all about the control and coordination with respect to the human nervous system. We will be continuing in the next video. Thanks for watching.